Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Saturday, 30th of March 2024. In history, 1822, Congress combined East and West Florida into Florida Territory. In 1870, Florida's territorial government was established. Also in the 1919, Mahatma Gandhi protested against the Revolt Act. In 1945, the USSR invaded Austria. From Indian history, India celebrates 30 January as Martyrs' Day to pay tribute to all those freedom fighters who sacrificed their lives for the country. The day is also marked as the death anniversary of the country's Papa Mahatma Gandhi. Starting the newspaper, analyst with the newspaper, the Hindu states that Indian Navy seizes hijack the Iranian vessel of Somalia rescues crew. Based on inputs of a potential piracy incident on a boat Al-Kambar 76 late on March 28, 2024, two Indian naval ships deployed in the Arabian Sea for maritime security operations were diverted to intercept the hijacked fishing vessel, the Indian Navy said. INS Sumedha intercepted an Iranian fishing vessel Al-Kambar 76 during the early hours of March 29 and was joined subsequently by guided missile frigate INS Trishul. Indian naval ships Sumedha and Trishul intercepted and freed a hijacked Iranian fishing vessel Al-Kambar of Somalia after forcing the pirates to surrender, the Navy said late on March 29. The Hindu newspaper also states that government extends validity of FCRA registration of NGOs till June 30. The Ministry of Home Affairs office at North Block in New Delhi. Registration of many NGOs are up for renewal since the September 29, 2020. The registration mandatory to receive foreign funds is renewed every 5 years. The Ministry of Home Affairs on March 28 extended the validity for Foreign Contribution Regulation Act FCRA registration of non-government organizations and association till June 30th. The Hindu newspaper also states that Israel hits back at United Nations report warning of Gaza famine. United Nations humanitarian chief Martin Griffiths called for Israel to allow unfettered access for aid to the besieged Palestinian territory. Israel hit back on Friday against the United Nations-backed report that warned of imminent famine in Gaza, alleging the assessment contained inconsistencies and questionable sources. The analyst released last week full international concern by saying half of Gazans are feeling catastrophic hunger and projecting a possible famine in the territory of North. Going to the Hindustan Times newspaper states that predecessor operated on orders of a foreign ambassador, Maldivian President Muzu. Mohamed Muzu campaigned during last year's presidential election on a promise of expelling some 80 Indian military personnel deployed to operate 2 helicopters. New Delhi, Maldivian President Mohamed Muzu, who had several moves to reduce his country's dependence on India, has alleged that his predecessor Ibrahim Mohammed Saleh operated on orders of a foreign ambassador, though he stopped short of naming any country. And sometimes also states that Ukraine cities India's standing in Global South seeks support for peace summit. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar meets Ukrainian Foreign Ministry Dmytro Kuleba in New Delhi on Friday. New Delhi, Ukraine lobbied for India's support for peace summit planned for summer during a meeting on Friday between Foreign Ministry Dmytro Kuleba and his Indian counterpart S. Jaishankar, who said New Delhi is committed to strengthening the overall bilateral relationship. Sometimes also states that Chhattisgarh, Moses Salig, Bijapur and counter fake police deny allegation. The CPI Moses have called for a strike in Bijapur and Sukma on April 3rd in protest against the alleged fake encounter. Raipur, the Chhattisgarh police on Friday dismissed the allegation that 6 Maoists were killed in a fake encounter in Bastar, saying it's old tactics after the group issued a statement claiming that their cadres were rounded up and shot dead earlier this week. The Times also states that Mukhtar Ansari's post-mortem Report says cause of death cardiac arrest with Sarah to be sent for the forensic examination. Mukhtar Ansari's post-mortem report revealed that he died of a cardiac arrest on Thursday evening. The autopsy report of Mukhtar Ansari said the politician turned gangster died of cardiac arrest on Thursday evening, negating any suspected poisoning as claimed by his family members and many political leaders. The autopsy was conducted by a panel of doctors at the Rani Durgavati Medical College, while Ansari breathed in his last. Family members were inside the autopsy room when the examination took place, and the entire process was video recorded. The panel of the doctors preserved the viscera, which would be sent for forensic examination to ascertain whether there was any poisoning at all. Going towards economy of the country from the business point of view, diversified investment strategy can minimize risk, cannot completely eliminate it. Corporate Affairs Ministry. The ministry also said that investors should keep reviewing their financial plans to align with their financial goals. The government on Friday, March 29, advised investors to diversify their investment across the different assets as it can help minimize risks, but does not completely eliminate negative returns. Government today advised investors to diversify their investments across different assets. Center mandates weekly reporting on wheat stocks to prevent hoarding. The world's second biggest wheat consumer after China has been trying to contain wheat prices after heat waves curtailed production for 2 straight years, forcing the government to sell record volumes to boost domestic supplies. India has asked traders, major retailers, and food processors to declare wheat stocks every Friday from April to prevent hoarding and price spikes. The government said on Friday mandates weekly reporting on wheat stocks to prevent hoarding. India's forex reserves jumped to record high of $642.63 billion. The reserves jumped by $139 million in reporting week. India's foreign exchange reserves rose for a fifth straight week to hit a record high of $642.63 billion as a March 22nd data from the central bank showed on Friday. Changes in the foreign currency assets expressed in dollar terms include the effect of appreciation or depreciation of other currencies held in its reserves. Now going to the world news, including WSJ marks 1 year of journalists' detention in Russia with a blank front page. Massive crane put in a place to clear Baltimore Bridge debris as it clears SS damage. Northern Ireland DUP leader Donald Trump acquits over charges of historical sex offences. Russia was labeling Pugacheva coin of Soviet pop a foreign agent. Madagascar cyclone game plane kills at least 18, displaces thousands. Investigators from China reached Pakistan to probe suicide attack that killed 5 Chinese nationals. It was Science and Technology. Wipro, Indian Institute of Science, collaborate to offer MTech in artificial intelligence course to stop. Select Wipro employees can undertake the master's course in artificial intelligence from the Indian Institute of Science. Acceptance to program will be based on entrance test and evaluation designed by the Indian Institute of Science. An X-ray of an underachieving black hole. It is a mass is 4 billion times that of our sun, but researchers are calling it an underachiever. Here's why. Researchers used the Chandra X-ray telescope to observe the black hole's influence in its home galaxy. Who is Sam Bankman? Fired. The one-time crypto mogul sentenced to 25 years in prison. On Thursday, Sam Bankman-Fried was sentenced to 25 years in prison over what federal prosecutors called one of the biggest financial frauds in United States history. A few years after graduating from the college, Sam Bankman-Fried worried he was not taking enough risks. Former FTX chief executive Sam Bankman-Fried. Japan's slim moon lander survives another lunar night against all odds. Japan's slim lander has survived 2 lunar nights despite landing in a less than favorable position. The smart lander for investigating moon slim is seen in this handout image taken by LEV-2 on the moon released by January 25, 2024. Japan's aerospace exploration agency Takatomi Sony Group, Doshisha University. On tech news, tech layoffs 2024 second employees take to LinkedIn in to share voice and hopes this year. So far, over 56,000 tech professionals have been laid off. Let's look at some personal stories and expert views on the industry-wide challenges. The tech world is undergoing a crisis with the companies trimming headcounts regardless of their size. Last, there's a famous quotation said by Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, rahmatullahi Allah, says that intend good as long as you intend good. You will always be in a state of good. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal also states that if destiny was presented to man, he would choose the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already chosen for him. Was Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal was asked, what is the distance between us and the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He replied, a sincere dua from a sincere heart. Ibrahim al-Harbi said, I accompanied Ahmad ibn Hanbal for 20 years, day and night, summer and winter, and during cold and hot weather, and never saw him on a day except that he was better than the day before it. Okay, thank you.